You're a busy professional. You don't have time for fluff. You need strategies that work, and you need them fast. Welcome to Busy Bro Fast Wellness with me, your host, Alan Welsh. We're here to give you science-backed hacks and actionable tips to boost your focus, minimize friction, and maximize your results. Less time, more impact. It's time to get well, stay strong, and thrive. Let's get to it. Hello and welcome back to Busy Pro Fast Wellness. So this is a bit of a festive episode today because as we progress into the festive season, there's often a quiet invitation in the air, and that invitation is to take it easy, to slow down a little bit, shoot the breeze with friends and spend time with family, just to reconnect basically, and to create some kind of space. And today's episode really comes from an experience that I didn't plan, but one that turned out to be surprisingly enjoyable and indeed quite powerful, especially in our digital age. So last Friday evening, something really odd happened. My phone, my mobile phone, just suddenly went totally AWOL. It started flickering, jumping from page to page. Apps started opening up themselves. It was like it had been possessed and it had just developed a mind of its own. I did all the usual things. I switched it off. I waited. I tried to reset it, but not a hard reset, of course. I wasn't that naive. So it was just impossible to use, and I just felt a bit frantic for a moment because I thought, oh no, there's a lot of stuff already on there. Documents that I need to keep in my notes section, for example. So I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to have to take it to the shop. It was Friday evening, it was too late to go to the shop at that point. So on Saturday morning, I went into the most local shop I could find, about 1 kilometre from where we live. And they told me straight away that it could be repaired. It was just a question of changing the screen on the phone, which I thought was odd because I hadn't dropped it. There were no visible marks of any cracks. But anyway, later that day, they phoned me again and said, no, we are sorry, but you'll have to wait until Monday. So that was that. I started to realize at that moment all of those small things that I needed the phone for, like the apps that I just regularly took for granted. So I was suddenly without a phone. No scrolling, no checking, no quick glances, those glances, just in case. I wonder who's contacted me. It was like a completely forced digital detox. And I have to say, it was amazing, absolutely brilliant. The surprise for me was that within hours, I just felt lighter. I wasn't anxious, I wasn't lost. I wasn't really disconnected because I could access stuff on my laptop anyway. WhatsApp, basically. But I don't walk around with my laptop, of course. So as a result, I just felt lighter, freer, more at ease, really. And I know people often on social media, they harp on about this, especially if you read the type of things that I do. So I hear about digital detox quite a bit. And those good old habits of leaving your phone in another room, away from you, leaving home without it, spending a few hours without it, for example. I even heard of a couple who hide one another's phones from each other during the weekend so that they can experience total joy or uncomfortability, I suppose, depending on where they're at that moment. But they are forcibly being severed from their pinging digital devices. So I have to say that through this forced detox, I realized that my attention was not being quietly fragmented throughout the day. Without my phone, my thoughts felt less interrupted. Time seemed to go slower in a good way. I was more present in conversations. I couldn't stop to check trivial stuff. I caught myself reaching for my phone in my pocket and then felt this light relief that I just didn't have it. And what surprised me most was that I didn't really miss it. That was the real wake-up call. I'd never really thought of myself as someone overly dependent on my phone. I'm not one to randomly scroll. Although, like many people, I have my weak moments, of course. But spending an entire weekend without it made me realize something important. It's not about addiction. It's about attention. And attention is one of the most valuable currencies we have, especially during this festive season. When our attention is constantly pulled outward, we lose something subtle but important. We lose creativity, calm, depth and connection. And when the noise goes quiet, life feels more harmonious, more fulfilled, just more real. And living in the moment with no annoying mini distractions or temptations, that's just amazing. So here's the decision I've made. Once this phone is fully repaired, if indeed that's possible, I'm not so sure at the moment. I went in today and they said they're still working on it. But if it is repaired, or I have to buy another phone, it's not coming back into my life in quite the same way. From time to time, it's going into a box, and that box is going into a drawer. I'm maximizing friction here, and it's staying there on purpose. Not forever, not dramatically, but just intentionally. Because recreating that feeling of space, clarity, and presence is something I now want. Not something I want forced upon me, obviously, but something that I feel that I'm going to crave now in the future. So this time of year often encourages us to add more messages, more plans, more obligations, and therefore more noise. But what if the real invitation of the festive season is the opposite? What if it's about creating space? Space to listen, space to notice, space to be with others without distraction, and space to be with yourself. When we're less available to our phones, we become more available to each other. And that's a form of generosity, to be sure. So, as is often the case in these podcasts, I like to offer some simple, practical experiment. So here's something I'd love you to try. I am calling this the Festive Phone Box. So just once this week, put your phone in a box, put the box in a drawer, and choose a window of time, maybe an evening or a couple of hours. But during that time, do other things. Cook, walk, read, sit, talk, think, or do absolutely nothing. There are no rules, there are no apps, there's no optimization, no updates. And here's the key. Don't judge how it feels during the detox. Notice how it feels after. And that's where the insight lives. Sometimes the most powerful resets aren't planned. They arrive disguised as inconvenience. And sometimes the best gifts we can give ourselves and others is our full attention. As you move through this festive season, consider where you might create a little more space, not by adding more, but by gently removing what no longer serves you. This is Busy Pro Fast Wellness, your quick dose of real-world vitality. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the podcast or leave a short review. It genuinely helps more busy professionals discover simple ways to feel better fast. Until next time, Take care and enjoy the space. Goodbye for now.